And for me, if we are serious in our study, it is very important that we clarify every word and we never neglect something which we don't fully understand. So if I start with what is Zen, first of all, I go to dictionary. What is the dictionary definition of the word Zen? And if we search for that, we see that the word Zen comes from the Sanskrit word dhyanam. This is a Sanskrit word, dhyanam. Now, if we open Sanskrit English dictionary, for example, we see that the Sanskrit language is very complicated and very multi-layered, and almost every word has many meanings. So the meaning of dhyanam, it has many meanings, but generally within the translators, it is agreed that the definition is reflection. And reflection is what is happening to us when we do any kind of meditation. Doesn't matter which style and which discipline. In any kind of meditation, whether it is a sitting meditation or active meditation, we reflect. We reflect, which means think, feel about ourselves, about others, about the world. So the whole process is reflection. This is the literal meaning of dhyanam. Now, dhyanam, the Zen started in India before Buddhism started to spread in the world. And when it started to spread in the world, different countries pronounced the same name differently. So in India, it is dhyanam. In China, it is Chan. In Japan, it is Zen. And in Korea, it is Son. So different pronunciations, but all of it is the same meaning. So dhyanam, Zen, Chan, Son, all of them means reflection. So this is, first of all, the definition of the word by the dictionary. We reflect. And reflection is including everything. Reflection about us, about others, and about the world. Okay, so after the definition in the dictionary, now what is exactly the Zen? What is it? So if I'm asked what is Zen, my first answer is Zen is the philosophy of the Buddhist religion. And even this very short explanation, philosophy of Buddhist religion, we need to explain each and every word in this short sentence. First of all, the word philosophy. The word philosophy in the last few decades got a bad reputation. If you talk to a common person and talk about philosophy, normally in all cultures, the common person think, philosophy, it means talking, blah, blah, and doing nothing. So it got a kind of not so nice reputation. But this is not the meaning of the original word, which is a Greek word from Greece or Latin. And the literal meaning is love of knowledge or love of wisdom. Also can be understood as love of the truth. And also in the Greek ancient philosophy, love of the truth was not, the meaning was not also blah, blah, talking and doing nothing. So they did not mean you lie on your bed, look at the ceiling and pass time philosophizing. The meaning of the original word is searching for the truth, really searching for what is wisdom, really doing it with love. And it means that we put this in a high priority in our life. So to search the truth and to search the wisdom is high priority in our daily life. Okay, so like one Zen master from Japan, the founder of the Japanese Zen, he said, establishing the will to the truth. So my will, I want to find the truth is something which I established in me. So this is something very strong. It is, we are committed to do it. We promise to ourselves to search for the truth. So this is, first of all, understanding the word philosophy. Now, what is the difference? If I say the philosophy of the Buddhist religion, what is the difference between philosophy and religion? What is the difference? Now, let's talk about this. I want to explain about that because it's very important to understand. And it is kind of a new thinking for many people because the definition and the distinction between philosophy and religion is normally not clear for the people. So I would like to make it more clear, okay? If we think and examine all religion you know, all the religions you know in the world, doesn't matter which, Buddhism, Hinduism, Judaism, Islam, Taoism, Christianity, we see, first thing we see very clearly that every religion is divided to many branches. Yes, there are many, many kinds of Buddhism: Thai Buddhism, Tibet Buddhism, Japanese Buddhism, Korean Buddhism, Vietnam Buddhism, okay? And each one of them different. Same in Christianity, same in Islam, same in all other religions. There are many, many branches. And the first question we need to ask is why? Why religion are divided? Why religions are divided to many branches? If the truth is only one, why it is divided? And the answer in all the religions, without exception, is the same. The reason for division is disagreement. Disagreement about what? About how to understand and how to interpret what we call holy books. Okay, every religion has holy books, which the truth is that nobody knows who wrote them. And all the scholars agree that actually they were all written by many, many people, not by one person. So there are disagreements about how to understand what is written in the holy books and what is the interpretation. And because of this because of these disagreements, there are divisions to different branches. But before being divided to many, many branches, there is a major division which comes always first. And this is the division between religion and the philosophy of the same religion. They disagree. And what is the reason for this major division that after that many, many branches comes out of the two? What is the difference? And to make it clear and easy, I say religion is for answers, philosophy is for questions. This is the main disagreement and division between the two. Okay? Religion is for answers, philosophy is for questions. So, those who want to get answers, mainly answers which they did not find by themselves, they just hear answers, taught answers by others, and they adopt the answers to themselves and follow these answers. They go to the religion way. But those who think, no, questioning is more important than answers, go on the philosophy way. So from the philosophy point of view, a question is more important than the answer. Okay? Always, 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 question is more important than the answer. And why? You know, doesn't matter which answer we get, doesn't matter about which topic, any topic in our life. After we get an answer, we can always ask, yes, but why? Okay? Every answer we get, we can reply, yes, but why? Okay? So from the philosophy point of view, every answer is just a step, a station for the next question. It is not final. And from the philosophy point of view, the minute we stop asking questions, our spiritual growth stops. This is from their point of view. I'm stressing and saying and will say all the time from this point of view, because what I'm presenting you tonight and in the other two talks is a specific point of view. So as Buddha himself said, don't believe, just listen and see if it's talking to your heart and touch you and make sense for you, okay? Not just because the teacher said it's true. So I'm presenting you with a kind of point of view which makes sense a lot to me. Therefore, I'm happy to share. But it's not the only point of view and it's not the ultimate truth. So, from the point of view of the philosophy branch, if you stop questioning, your spiritual growth stops. Actually, our life is endless journey of questions and answers and questions and answers and questions and answers. So from the philosophy point of view, there is no ultimate goal that we reach and after that doing nothing. From the philosophy point of view, the journey itself is the goal. The journey itself is the goal. So this is, first of all, the main difference between religion, which give you ready answers, you just need to believe and follow, and from the philosophy point of view, in which the question is more important than the answer. And therefore, there is a disagreement in all the religions, same. I study all of them. Same. Those who want only answers disagree that people will come and question the final answers that they got. Okay? And those who question don't agree that somebody will come and say, you have final answers, stop question. Therefore, there is always disagreement. So Zen is the questioning way of Buddhism. Questioning all the time. And it is based and inspired by what Buddha himself said. Don't believe me. Go and search for yourself. Be a light unto yourself. And these other great masters like Jesus and others also say the same. So this is the main division and the main part. So until here, I explained what is the philosophy of the religion. Now, if somebody is telling me, okay, now can you summarize the Zen philosophy in one sentence? What is it, the Zen philosophy? In one sentence, can you say, and my personal answer to describe the Zen philosophy, which it is, I think, true to all other religions' philosophy, Zen philosophy is an uncompromising investigation of reality. Okay, I say it again, an uncompromising investigation of reality. Uncompromising, pasatai, mai prani pranom. Chai mai? Okay, so uncompromising investigation of reality. What does it mean? And I stress uncompromising. What does it mean, uncompromising? It means that we don't take anything for granted. We don't believe anything without searching ourselves. The fact that everybody does it is not relevant. The fact that it is a tradition of thousands of years is not relevant. The fact that you are expected to do it is not relevant. The fact that this is the culture, this is the tradition, it is a fact that it's working so many years is not relevant. Only what you discover yourself. Of course, you go to seminars and workshops and lectures, and you hear and listen and study, but this is an inspiration. This is not copy-paste. So an uncompromising investigation of reality means an individual who refuses strongly to be copy-paste of anything. Copy-paste meaning I refuse to do something if I don't really know why I do it. Not because everybody tell me, everybody expect me, everybody, supposed to do it, the majorities do it, so it means it's true. No. Okay? So it is kind of revolution or kind of breaking many, many boxes that we all have in our mind from the minute we are born. Many, 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 many. So this is another way of studying by questioning everything. Okay? And again, the inspiration of all this approach is the story of Buddha, the historical Buddha himself. He was a prince and he refused the will of his father to continue him and be a king, and he left the palace. Yes, he refused to continue the family, what family expect from him. He left his wife and his son in the middle of the night, and search for truth. He joined many, many groups, try very hard, but his conclusion was that it doesn't work for him. You know the story, okay? So he was a person who did not compromise his truth and refused to be copy-paste of tradition, copy-paste of boxes, and copy-paste of other teachers. Just discover by himself. And because of that, he said towards the end of his life, don't believe even to me, and be a light unto yourself. So this is the inspiration behind the way of the questions, the way of the uncompromising investigation. Because from the understanding of the Zen, Buddha himself never compromised about anything and always insisted to go his own way, not how it is expected from him. And you can find the same in all other religions. So until here, before I start to go to the issue of energy, which is the topic of today, if you have any questions or you would like to clarify, please do. Don't be shy. Every question is welcome. Yes, any questions? I don't know how, when questions are coming, they can open their own mic and ask.
ได้เลยค่ะถ้าสมมติมีคำถามก็เปิดไมค์ได้เลยค่ะหรือว่าจัดสติ๊กเกอร์ก่อนแล้วเดี๋ยวก็เปิดไมค์ก็ได้เหมือนกันค่ะ
Yes, and you're welcome to ask in Thai and it will be translated to me. So also no problem.
ถามภาษาไทยได้ค่ะแล้วเดี๋ยวโกะกับพี่เป๋าจะช่วยกันแปลให้ค่ะสบายๆค่ะนาทีทองค่ะได้ใกล้ชิดกับมาสเตอร์
Okay. So if no questions, I can continue. But again, I'm saying if question is coming in the middle of what I'm talking, please raise your hand and I will answer, okay? No need to wait until I say if you have questions.
ถ้าเมื่อไหร่ที่รู้สึกว่ามีคำถามจริงก็ถามได้เลยนะคะอาจารย์บอกว่าไม่ต้องรอค่ะถามได้เลยค่ะยกมือ
Okay, and it's very important that we have dialogue. Yeah, คุณแพรว
พี่แป๋ว
please.
เชิญค่ะ
I want to know that why actually most people don't ask, don't have question, but we waiting for answers. Do you know what is the root of the reason?
I can share my understanding. First of all, yes, you say that people don't ask but wait for answers, right? So it means they ask, but they ask quietly inside. People have questions inside, but maybe they don't ask loudly. Okay? Because everybody have questions. Why was I born? Why I'm going to die? What is the meaning of this life? Why all this happening to me or not happening to me? Many, many questions. Everybody has. I think. It is my guess that everybody has questions, but society suppress questions because questions can create shaking. And in many societies, we are educated not to ask, just to follow. So I think this is because the questions are suppressed. People don't ask. And this is one thing, don't ask loudly. And the other thing is a self-opinion. If I ask what people think about me, does it mean that if I ask, maybe other people think I'm not so clever? You know, all that. But I encourage you, don't care. You have a question, ask. Just ask. So I think this is the reason. This is my guess. Yes. Does it make sense for you? Does it answer your question?
But sometimes we don't know what is the question. I don't really know that what question I have to ask. Maybe I'm confused that what I am confusing.
Yes, not knowing what question to ask is another question. Because we ask, what question should I ask? Right? I think it's another question. So again, every question is legitimate. So we can go to the teacher or someone or search. I don't know what question to ask. Can you guide me? Or can you give suggestion? So this is itself a question. Mhm. Okay. Other questions? Okay.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Speak up, please.
ค่ะช่วยอธิบายคำว่า being doing having ค่ะคำว่า being คืออะไร บางคนก็จะไม่เข้าใจแม้กระทั่งตัวปอยเองปอยเพิ่งจะเข้าใจเมื่อไม่นานนี้เองอะค่ะว่า being คืออะไรค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะ
Okay. Can it be translated for me, please?
Yes, คุณปอย want to know what is the meaning of being, having and doing. She just recently know what about being, but now she isn't clear about what is being.
Being and having and doing.
Doing.
So what's the difference between the three? That's the question, or only about being?
ทั้งหมดเลยใช่ไหมคะคำถามคืออยากจะเข้าใจทั้ง3อย่างเลยใช่ไหมคะ
ใช่ใช่ค่ะก็คือถ้าเกิดเป็นคือตามแนวทางของท่านโอโชที่ปอยเคยอันเจอในบทความนะคะก็คือจะเริ่มจาก being ค่ะ being คือการที่เราเป็นอยู่แล้วก็ doing แล้วก็ไปสู่ having คือการมีทุกอย่างที่เราปรารถนาค่ะแต่ถ้าเกิดเป็นทางโลกภายนอกมันจะเป็นhaving doing แล้วก็มา being อะค่ะก็คือจะแบบว่าต้องรวยก่อนพอรวยแล้วทำสิ่งนี้พอทำสิ่งนี้แล้วก็ถึงจะมาตอบสนองความเป็นอยู่ของเราแบบเนี้ยค่ะขอบคุณค่ะ
she want to know the three of them. As far as she concerned about Osho knowledge, she acknowledged that before we have to have being, and then we have having, and then go to doing. But the earthly world, it's the opposite. We have to have something, and we have to do something to have something, and back to the being inside, which is the opposite one. So she want you to clarify what are the three of them.
Okay. So I will share with you the Zen point of view shortly about that, which is exactly different, absolutely different from what you referred in your question. We have our life, right? This is fact. Okay? And in our life, we create many, many categories. We give many, many definitions. We give many, many names. We divide to many, many boxes. So we artificially divide. This is being, this is doing, this is having. These are other three boxes. But actually, if we are alive, it's being. We're all the time being. We cannot stop being. We're all the time being. And we're all the time having, and we're all the time doing. It's just artificial division. So from the Zen point of view, the Zen does not agree to this division. And it's not that this coming first and this coming second and this coming third. If we think about it, we all the time be, we all the time do, and we all the time have. We have a feeling now, we have thoughts now, we have food now, we have take a bath now. Okay? We are being. We cannot stop being. Maybe when we die, we be, but we are not sure. Maybe after we die, we also not stop being. We are being 24 hours a day, whether we like it or not. Okay, and we're doing all the time. We're doing. We wake up, it's doing. We tie the shoestrings, we do. We open the door, we do. We change career, it's doing. We shift to another place, it's doing. Everything is doing. We do all the time, 24 hours. We cannot divide. So doing, having, and being is a package deal. It's life. Okay? And life is all the time being, having, doing, being, having, doing, and many, many other things. So the Zen would say, stop dividing to categories and what's the difference? Just live. Okay? We live in our life. No need too much categories. Anyway, we have too much categories. So no need more categories. It's all mixed. Okay? This is from the Zen point of view. Okay. Now, we will take questions later. I want to go into the topic of today, which is the energy. Okay, so when we talk about energy, we must talk about science. And amazingly, the Zen philosophy and the teaching of Buddha goes very well with the science, especially with the current science, the discoveries of, if you heard about it, the quantum physics. We will not go into too much scientific words, but just to give the general understanding, okay? Many, many years, scientists and spiritual teachers worked differently. There was no connection between the two because both sides thought that they are different, they are not connected, and they search two different things. But if we think about that, what's the common, what is similar between scientists and spiritual seekers or spiritual teachers? Both want to know what is life, right? The spiritual masters search what is life, and the scientists search what is life. What is this reality? What is it? So the spiritual teachers search inside by reflection and meditation, and the scientists search outside in the laboratory or whatever kind of experiment they do. So the scientists want to know what is life and what is reality. So what science is doing is taking something, doesn't matter what, a stone, a person, a cloud, an animal, a plant, whatever, and they see what is inside. Okay, how to see what is inside? You break it to smaller pieces, right? Smaller and smaller and smaller. Long time ago, they thought, we find the atoms, so everything is made of atoms. And they thought they have a final answer. But then they discovered that atoms also can be broken to smaller. And whatever you find there, we don't go into all the names, you can break it also smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And finally, what's inside? Nothing. And this nothing, we cannot grasp it. So we use the word energy. Okay? Everything that you break to the smallest, finally there is energy inside. No matter what, a stone, a mountain, a piece of metal, a person, a cat, a cloud, a leaf, a tree. Finally, inside, it's energy. And moreover, it is the same energy. Exactly. I'm talking now in rough definitions, but just as an introduction. So it's the same energy, but different vibration, different frequency, and different combination. Now let's take a very, very, very simple example to make it more clear, okay? Let's imagine the ocean. And on the ocean, we see many things, which is called phenomena, okay? Many, many things. On the ocean, we see wave, right? We see vortex, like that. We see bubbles. We see tsunami. Many things happen in the water of the ocean, okay? Now we ask, the wave is made of what? The water of the ocean, right? The vortex made of what? The water of the ocean. The bubbles made of what? The water of the ocean. The tsunami made of what? The water of the oceans. So they are all water of the ocean, but different combination, different vibration, different frequency. That's why we look at it and see different things. But it's true that they are different from one point of view, but from the other point of view, they are all the water of the ocean. So in that case, if we accept this, we can say the wave is the ocean, the bubbles are the ocean, the vortex is the ocean, the tsunami is the ocean, because they are all made of the ocean's water. Okay? Now, the philosophy take it one step higher. What does it mean? If the wave, the vortex, the bubble, and the tsunami are all the same water of the ocean, and we say that the wave is the ocean, the vortex is the ocean, the bubbles are the ocean, and the tsunami is the ocean, we can take it more step up and we say, listen carefully, the wave is the bubbles. The bubbles are the wave. The wave is the vortex. The vortex is the tsunami. Because they are all from the same ocean water. Okay? So this is a bit more difficult to adjust our mind, but possible. So what does it mean? It means that they are all the same water of the oceans, but the ocean sometimes is doing like this and it becomes a wave. Sometimes it's doing like this, it becomes bubbles. Sometimes it's doing something big, it becomes tsunami, but it's the same. All of them are the water of the oceans, and all of them come from the ocean. Therefore, you can say that the bubble is the wave, and the wave is the vortex, and the vortex is the tsunami. Now let's conclude from this example to life itself. If everything is energy, and it's the same energy, just different vibration, different frequency, different combination. And we can imagine ocean of energy, like a network, okay? Never started, never end. About start and end, we can maybe discuss later what is it exactly, but it's very, very endless ocean of energy. And this ocean vibrates, combines, different frequency. So in a special, not special, a certain combination, vibration and combination will come a mountain. Another combination and vibration of energy will come mosquito. Another combination vibration of the energy will be a person. Another will be a temple. Another combination will be a door. Another combination will be toilet. But if you take each one of those I mentioned, and of course every other thing, and break it to the smallest, small, you get the same energy. So why this is so important? Okay, that everything is the same energy, just different frequency. And this is in all philosophies is agreed. They all agree about that. And it is called the idea of oneness. Because everything is connected. Everything is this ocean of energy. Okay? So what does it mean? It is something very practical. It is not just beautiful theory. Because in the practice of meditation and other practices too, not only in meditation, in arts, in dancing, in poetry, many in gardening, in cooking, doesn't matter. We can experience and understand this fact that we are all same energy, ocean of energy. We can experience that, we can understand it intellectually, after that really experience by feelings. So when we experience that, it becomes very important and very practical. In which way? If I know that I am you, because we are the same energy, just you different frequency and I'm different frequency, it becomes impossible to hurt you because I hurt me. You know, it's the same. Okay? If I know that I am the river, because the river and me is the same energy, it becomes impossible to pollute the river. Okay? If I understand that the air and me same, and so forth. So it becomes something practical. And this is so important. And this is now scientifically proved. Everything is same energy, just different frequency, different combination, and different vibration. So everything is energy. Everything. And this Buddha knew. Not only him. I always say Buddha was a scientist. And I always imagine scientists running to Buddha and telling him, look what we have found. And Buddha might reply, I told you 2,500 years ago, but you didn't listen. Okay? So the fact that everything is connected, everything is influencing each other, everything is vibration, everything is frequency, can be discovered by going inside and by going outside. And therefore, this is one of the reasons spiritual master and scientists started to sit together and discuss, because they arrived to same conclusion. This is one of them. There are other conclusions, but this is one of them. So everything is energy. So actually, I am the mountain. You are the other person. I am the mosquito. I am the house. It is all same energy. Different frequency, different vibration, and different combination. And this brings a lot of responsibility. But before we go into responsibility, please, until here, if you have questions. Because it's important we go step by step and make sure things understood. And if things are not understood today, no problem. Things are soaking in slowly. Takes time. Okay, so please don't be shy. If you have question, please ask.
คุณกิลคะ I
Okay.
have a question. When you said it's related to scientist proof, spiritual master no, but I just normal people. What do you recommend? How do I prove this is true? because if I can prove, it means that I can believe it is true. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, exactly. So from the Zen point of view, there is no difference between spiritual master and normal person. Normal person is also a spiritual master. Everyone is a spiritual teacher. Everyone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is not just beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the Zen tradition, there are many, many stories about, for example, a group of monks who are going to a temple on a mountain, and before they start to climb the mountain, they stop in a restaurant and they start to talk with the woman who is the cook, and they found out that the woman who is the cook knows Dharma much better than the monks. And
Mm-hmm.
they decide not to go to the temple and study from the cook. Okay? So there are many, many cases in our life that just a person we meet is a great teacher for us. A child can say something we never thought about. Okay? So there is no difference between normal person and a spiritual teacher. Okay? This is first. Second, the key is the question. How you know, how you prove to yourself, don't believe me, don't believe the scientists, don't believe anyone. Search,
Yeah.
read. Now we have internet with a lot of information, also fake information, which is make it also difficult, but read, explore, and find out for yourself. Don't
Mm-hmm.
follow anyone. You can of course listen and get inspired and all that. But if you want to prove it for yourself, search it your own way.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Do you have any suggestions for like the basic to find my own way?
If you look for the feeling of the oneness, okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to experience this feeling of oneness, that everything is connected and everything is the same energy, which sounds to you maybe very beautiful thought, but we also want to experience that.
Yeah.
It can be experienced in meditation, but not always. It can be experienced in dancing, in watching a movie, in reading poetry, in gardening, in taking a walk in nature, in swimming, being with animals. Many, 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 many. Because you find your own way.
Mm-hmm.
For me, one of the ways is to connect to nature in a strong way. Okay, not only the plants, okay, especially for me, the animals. Yesterday, Kun Sonoko helped me to fulfill my dream, and I hugged an elephant. This was my dream many years, to hug an elephant. Really hug the trunk, when the trunk is hugging me. And you close to this amazing energy of nature. Only if we are very close, we can feel it. I did it in Africa with other big animals. But again, this is my way. There are many, many other ways. The thing is to search. You can feel connected to a poetry. You can feel connected by dancing, and many, many methods and many, many disciplines, philosophy and spiritual disciplines try many, many ways. The thing is, like I quoted the founder of the monk who founded the Zen, Japanese Zen, he said, establish the will to the truth. Commit, promise to yourself, you shall not rest until you find. That's the point. Mhm.
โอเคค่ะ thank you ค่ะ
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Is it possible that you feel that oneness one time and then it feels lost until you find or you feel that oneness again?
Yes, it happens many times. Many times when you are in a spiritual process in your life and it's high priority in your life and you really make time to do it, it's important for you, doesn't matter which system you use, you can experience that. And many times, because you practice, you experience it outside of the practice. Sometimes, suddenly, I call it oneness attack. It happened to me one time, being in a motorcycle rickshaw in New Delhi in the most dirty street. But suddenly, I feel the oneness of everything, So you never know when it's coming. And when it's coming, it's amazing, amazing. And then you say, no, don't go. Stay. I want to feel this forever. But it goes. Because all our education is to disconnect, disconnect from the oneness, which I'll talk about it in a minute. But yes, we get it, we lose it, we search for it again until we find it again, and more and more and more and more, like that. Yes.
Thank you. Yes, I have a question. So if we have the oneness, so what will be the benefit of it?
Yes. All things that happen in our world, which we call them bad, terrible, I mean, things that people are doing to each other, because sometimes, natural disasters, some of it we cannot control. Some of it is because of us, but we don't know. Or disease, okay? But most of the things we cause each other. All this happening because we are not experiencing the oneness, according to this point of view. People who experience the oneness don't harm each other, don't go to war, not jealous, not try to destroy life of each other, not humiliate each other, not talking badly to each other, not disturbing each other, not stopping each other from fulfilling their dreams. It is all happening because we are disconnected. And in Buddhism, and also in all the other religions, they talk about the illusion, shunyata, in Buddhism. And what is this illusion? Illusion of what? The illusion of separation. We think we are separated, but it's illusion. We are not. We are connected. Everything is connected, not only people. Everything is connected. So the benefit is a better world. This is the benefit. Because if it is you experience it and you know that this ocean of energy is you. So every time you harm you. Okay? Again, it's very easy to say, it's more difficult to apply, and it has many, many varieties. And the question go more deeper and deeper, and many, many different examples, and every example needs another way of thinking and point of view and so forth. But I'm talking generally. Yes. Mm-hmm. This is
I mean, if the oneness, so it will the next will be the path for enlightenment like this.
Oh, enlightenment is another topic. I will talk to it on the third talk because it is about Osho philosophy, and in Osho philosophy, enlightenment is very, very present. So I will talk about it on the third talk, but I can give you a preview that what I have to say about enlightenment is completely different from what we think. But again, this is another topic. Okay. So, yeah. Yes.
Kun Gil, can I ask another question?
Yes, please, of course.
Because if we are in the toxic workplace or we have a toxic relationship, and we try to away from that,
Yes.
it means that we suppress or we try to disconnect from the truth that should be or not.
If we are going away from toxic relations,
Yes.
whether it is with relatives, friends, or work, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So my first answer to you, wherever you feel toxic, run away. Okay? Don't allow toxic to be part of your life. Okay? This is first thing. Now, let's go in more details a little bit. Okay? All
Yep.
those who are toxicating the other people or the atmosphere or injecting toxicating energy, it is because they are disconnected. They're not experiencing the oneness. If you experience the oneness, toxicating is impossible. Okay? So this is first. And other people telling you, stay with it. Don't escape. Don't run away. Why they say this? Because they dream to run away, but don't dare. So they tell it to you. Okay? So my opinion, if you have intoxicating relationship, go. Because it is our responsibility to clean all toxics, which is also an energy. Everything is energy. Energy takes different vibrations, okay? But to clean around us the toxic, it's our birthright to be happy. And we need to do everything we can to do that. This is my opinion. Yes.
But if people who are toxic and you said because they can't connect with the oneness, and if we run away from them, it means that we run away from oneness or not, because we are the same.
We cannot can never run away from oneness, because oneness is a fact. Okay, we can pretend that we run away from oneness, but we cannot. Now, let's take a small example. If somebody talking bad to you, okay, hurting you, okay, it is first because this person is disconnected from the oneness. Second, he has his own terrible life. He has his own terrible problem. He doesn't know how to deal with it in his life, so he take it out on you. Okay? This is how you understand this person. But please be careful and listen carefully. To understand does not mean to accept. To understand does not mean to allow. These are different things, because people think, yes, I understand, and I allow this person to continue treat me badly. No. Because we are connected, because it is oneness, if you allow the person to continue to treat you badly, you cooperate with this person to continue to be toxic and to continue to treat badly other people too. So because it is all connected, this is what I wanted to go into, the responsibility. What is our responsibility? Because everything is connected, everything we do and everything we say affect everything and everyone. Therefore, it was responsibility. Whether we like it or not, whether we agree or not, it's a fact. We're all the time responsible. And people don't like to be responsible, so they try to escape from responsibility. But escaping from responsibility is also responsible, because it's always responsible. Okay? So if I understand why this person talked to me badly, and I keep quiet and let this person to continue to talk to me badly, Therefore, I cooperate with this person and help him to continue to behave like this. Okay? So what to do with this person? One option is to escape, to run away. And I think it is legitimate. And don't let anyone to tell you, don't run away, don't escape. If you feel bad, escape. But depends on the situation. We cannot have a recipe for all cases. Every case is different. But if it's possible, or I don't know, it's up to you. I understand that this person is talking to me badly because of his life, because of his problems, because of all that. I understand, really understand. He actually suffers a lot. But it doesn't mean I allow. It doesn't mean I accept. So I must say, I don't allow you to talk to me like this. Absolutely don't allow. If you are willing to change, okay, but if not, I go or disconnect. Okay? So we need to see very carefully the difference between understanding and accepting and allowing.
โอเคค่ะ thank you ค่ะ
So I want to explain a little bit more. What does it mean practically, all this connectedness of energy and the responsibility of it? Okay? Imagine I am talking to you now, and suddenly a person come and stand behind me. Okay? Immediately, he affected everything and everyone. First of all, by entering the room, he moved the air particles in the room. Okay, he caused the movement of the air particles. The air particles will go through the window, join the other air particles outside, join the cloud will rain, the rain will water the tree, which will have fruit that my cousin or my son can eat. Okay, only this because he entered the room. Second, if he enters the room and stands here behind me, immediately all of you stop listening to me and looking at him. Because if somebody interrupts a speaker, nobody continue to listen to the speaker. Everybody look at the person. And then you think, who is this person? Why is he standing there? Is he part of the talk? Is a surprise that the teacher prepared? Or a mistake? He opened the wrong door? What is it? Yes? And then other thoughts are coming. Oh, he looks nice. Very nice hairdressing. Long time I didn't go to hairdresser. It's about time I will go take care of my hair. Oh, he's wearing very beautiful shirt. It's a long time I didn't go to buy myself a new shirt. I should go tomorrow. All this happened only because he stands. Immediately affected all of you. And he didn't start to talk yet. After he starts to talk, he will influence you more. Okay? So just this is kind of a funny, cute example. But everything we say and everything we do affect everything and everyone, because everything is energy. And energy doesn't matter which frequency. If it's a frequency which we give it the title good, or the frequency we give it the title bad, both are very powerful. Very powerful. All of you know, we all know, in all cultures, all countries, you can say one word to a person and destroy the life of this person just by one word. So if it is so powerful negative, it is same powerful positive. But we don't do. The positive we don't do. Because the illusion of separation. Yes, suppose we work somewhere and we work with other people, and one person or two in our team is really amazing, really excellent. This is what we think. We don't go to this person and say, I think you are amazing. I think you are excellent. Normally, we don't do that. Why? Because we think he will understand it as we have another intention, another agenda. And if it's you, somebody come to you and say, I think you are amazing in your work. You are very good. You think, why he say to me? What is his intention? Maybe it's another intention, no? Yes, like that. Because this is result of suspicious come from the illusion of separation. Okay, we don't trust each other because of that. But also not only in work. Do you get up every morning and say to your child, I am so lucky you are part of my life. I learned so much because of you. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Or you are amazing. Very little we say in all cultures. Okay, so this is all very powerful because words are also energy. There's nothing which is not energy. So this this understanding becomes very practical because it is about responsibility. How we live our life when we understand this connection. If we understand Dhamma, doesn't matter if it's a Buddhist Dhamma, Christian Dhamma, Hindu Dhamma, Muslim Dhamma, they all have the philosophy, not the religion. The religion is the popular thing that everybody follow blindly. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the philosophy which is not popular, what we talk today, okay? Which is the core teaching of Buddha. If you read the Heart Sutra or the Diamond Sutra, what Buddha said is unbelievable. It's genius. It's amazing how a person can think about these things. And it's all there. What I'm saying is there. When I teach the Heart Sutra said by Buddha or the Diamond Sutra, we go and analyze word by word by word by word, slowly, 5 days to understand. And then we see how deep it is. And it is all about that everything is energy, everything is connected, everything is influencing everything. It will be more clear when we talk about karma next talk, because karma has a strong connection to the energy. But today, energy is the topic, so I don't go into the karma topic. We'll go in next talk. So this is very important to understand that it is something very practical, and now it is backed by the finding of science. So now it is considered a fact that it is all connected, whether we like it or not, whether we admit it or not, whether we accept it or not, whether we want it or not, this is a fact. Okay, more questions.
อาจารย์กิวครับผม
ครับ
ผมอยากให้อาจารย์ช่วยแยกสภาวะซาโตริระหว่างใช้หัวกับใจมันแยกยังไงครับผมซาโตริระหว่างหัวกับหัวใจช่วงจังหวะที่เกิดนะครับผมใครพอแปลภาษาอังกฤษได้ไหม
ก็
ครับ
คือhe want you to discern the state of satori which comes from the head and the heart.
Yes, Satori is kind of maybe enlightenment. I don't know. But, you know, the Zen point of view about that, again, I will talk about it on the third talk, but I want to give you a little preview. From the Zen point of view, enlightenment is another box which we have created. Okay? And if you ask people, what is enlightenment? Describe me what is enlightenment. People find it difficult to describe. What does it mean, enlightenment? Okay, we don't know exactly. We have many theories and many studies, but no final agreement between everybody what is enlightenment. But what is happening in the spiritual path? We start to sweep away the lies. Okay? People educated us with lies, told us lies, family lies, tradition lies, religion lies, society lie. They lie to us all the time. They tell us success and failure. This is a lie. They teach us competition. It is a lie. They teach us about war. It is a lie. Everything is a lie. Okay? So in our spiritual practice, we see the lies and stop cooperating with that. So this is part of the process. If you want, you can tell, you know, I grow up in a culture that they teach me as a fact that God exists and God created the world in 6 days. And after 6 days, God was tired and he rested on the 7th day. And because we are children, and the teaching is coming first from the parents and then from the teachers, we have no ability to compare. Child cannot see, okay, I heard you. Let me compare it to other knowledge. I tell you if I agree. We take it as ultimate truth. And then you start to do the spiritual search and you say, this is a big lie. I don't cooperate with it anymore. Finished. Okay, this is my example, but each one you can conclude about your examples. Okay, so this is kind of small enlightenment, like, suddenly, you know, the enlightenment, which you call in Pasatai gam, yes? No, karma is gam. Sorry, Nipan. Yes, Nipan is enlightenment. Chai mai? Nipan, which is the Sanskrit word nirvana. Okay? And it is combined from nir and va and na. Okay? In Sanskrit. And the meaning of the va and na have many, many meanings, like I said about the Sanskrit language at the beginning. So one meaning is to cool down, to cool, to relax. But another meaning is to blow a candle, like we do like that. And another one is to blow something like a bomb. Okay? So from this point of view, this is enlightenment. You thought you believed in something and suddenly, it's actually completely not this. Okay? So our spiritual journey can be many of light bulbs and bombs like that. So this is one way to understand enlightenment from the Zen point of view. Another thing which is difficult to understand at the beginning, but I say it as a title now, from the Zen point of view, Nibbana and daily life are the same. Okay, daily life is enlightenment. And from the Zen point of view, there is a very, very important, big importance to daily life. Okay, because to be spiritual as daily life is more difficult than to be spiritual in a cave in a mountain. Then it's more easy. I mean, of course, there's difficulties of isolation and being alone and all that, but you don't deal with other people, you don't deal about daily situation. The big test is to be spiritual in daily life. And therefore, from the Zen point of view, daily life and enlightenment is the same. Okay? Now, the question, if it is from the heart or from the brain, again, like I said to other questions, the Zen refuses to accept categories. The brain and the heart are working together all the time. It's a package deal. The division between this is emotion, this is thought, this is feelings, these are our artificial categories. Actually, they all work as a mix. There is a very cute meditation, very sweet, nice meditation. If you like, you can try it in your own time. You sit in your Nang Samadhi, yes, in your sitting position or whatever, and you try to find exactly where you finish and the universe start. When you finish, where exactly you finish and the world start. Where I am finished, here on my skin, this is where I finish, or in the hair on my skin, this is the end of me. And where exactly the word starts, the whole word, huh? Where exactly? And you try to find, and you see you cannot, because we are mixed. There's no clear border between I am finished and now the world starts. Medai. Because it's all one mix. Okay? So Satori is kind of light bulb. Boing, understanding. Boing, another understanding. Ah, I thought it was this. Because what? Since we are born in all cultures, many boxes are put in our mind immediately. Family box, society box, religion box, tradition box, political box, education box, in my country, army box, many boxes. And we become like puppet on a string. The box control us. We do like we're supposed to do, like we are told to do. Everybody told us what to do, what is right, what is wrong. We didn't discover anything. We just like this. So in the spiritual work we do, doesn't matter which, we start to see, is the string. I'm puppet, this is the string. Okay, I take scissors, cut, finish this box. Next, another box, like that. Okay? And we have many boxes. Some of them useful. Not all of them need to cut, not all of them need to break, not all of them need to refresh. Some of them useful. But if you see a box that prevents you from following what you love to do, a box that preventing you from fulfilling your dream, it's a time to cut. Yes. More questions?
คุณกิลได้ some question ค่ะ
Yes.
เชิญ
Read
ค่ะ
it. It's in the box. Can you read it for me, please?
Yeah. Sawadika Ajan, I have a question.
Yes,
When
please.
you talk about enlighten, like a bomb like that, it can happen more than one time or like,
Yes, can happen many times.
and
Many.
then we can how to say when it's happened and then we come back to daily life and everything like same, not different between like not different from before we boom like that, or it's changed something, or it just like I don't know how to explain.
Yes, I understand. It changes our understanding, but to change our behavior, we need to decide to do that.
Oh,
Okay? It's not coming automatically. Okay?
yeah.
For example, in my culture, there are some holidays, and in these holidays, like other cultures' holidays, we chant. We have chanting, traditional chanting. And how we educated in my culture is to chant it blindly. Because everybody chant, you chant too. You don't understand the words, but you like a parrot. Okay?
Mm.
But when I studied this religion, I studied the meaning and the word of this chant very deeply. And then I'm shocked to discover that the meaning of the chant is terrible, is spreading negative energy. Therefore, after I understand the connectedness and the responsibility, I understand that I will never chant this again. Never. Because it's my responsibility to stop spreading this terrible message. Okay? Now, in holidays, what happened? All the family come together and have food and chanting blindly together. And I stopped going to this family gathering. And family upset and angry because they don't understand what they chant. But I understand. So you are in a conflict because you don't want the family to get upset. But if I agree to chant this, I'm spreading negative energy, and I don't want anymore because I see the lie of this chanting. Okay? So I decided, even though it is difficult, not to go there anymore because they keep chanting, they don't change. And I don't want to change them. No need. But don't let them to change me also. Okay? So after I have a actually, I was living a lie about this. It's a big lie. Then finish. Then I need to decide what to do, to go to these chanting events or not to go. Okay? But again, I cannot tell each one of you what to do. Just, it's not enough that the light bulb is opening and there is a boom. Then after the boom, what shall I do? Do I go back to what I normally do or do I change? But every case needs another treatment. And everyone has his own way. Okay? Yeah.
Okay. ขอบคุณค่ะอาจารย์
With pleasure.
I have question.
Yes, please.
How do we know that our perception or our thinking is a lie or not? Especially when it comes from us, from inside us, it's hard to believe that this is the lie. And how do we know and investigate it, or even starting to investigate?
Yes, generally we don't know. Okay? You know, the Zen philosophy have some subtitles. And one subtitle of the Zen philosophy is the don't know mind. This is the subtitle of the Zen philosophy, the don't know mind. Why? Because Zen acknowledges the truth that actually we don't know. We don't know why we are born. We don't know why we're going to die. And it's very difficult that we don't know. So we create answers, artificial answers. But the truth is that we don't know. Okay? So maybe the explanation of all this life is the movie Matrix. Maybe the explanation of all this life is that we are computer simulation. Who knows? We don't know. Okay? But we know one thing. Okay? And to make life better is up to us. In my culture, the not popular philosophy of my culture, we say, there is no such thing as going to heaven, because we are already in heaven, but we make it hell. Okay? So this life is heaven, but we make it hell. So why we do it? Okay? So investigating and investigating and investigating, just decide that it's okay that I don't know. And because I don't know, I search. I don't know which direction I search. Okay, I try this direction, that direction, that direction, this direction. It doesn't matter. And if I know when I'm older, it's okay. If I know tomorrow, also okay. Okay, the philosophy wants to encourage us to see that I don't know is not a bad thing, but it's difficult, very difficult, because we need to know all the time. Doesn't matter about what. Yes. So, as I said at the beginning, quoting the founder of the Japanese Zen, establish the will to the truth. Uncompromising investigation of reality. Okay? Does it answer your question? Okay. We have time for one last, if you want, or if you have more, it's okay. Okay.
ก่อนหน้านี้เหมือนพี่ทีมี
Yes,
คำถาม
I
มา
think
ก่อน
there is one question. Yes. Kunash, Nesh,
เชิญค่ะเชิญค่ะ
you have a question? Yes, please ask.
อ๋อไม่มี not question.
Okay. Okay. So maybe it's a big loud download of new information. So don't worry. Things will sinking slowly. Also, very important to look into yourself and ask if it makes sense for you. And always when we listen to spiritual teaching, the question is, does it make me, or does it make me? Okay, that's the question. Always the key for me. Yes. And
Thank you.
Kapom.
I feel like nowadays sometimes how to say we give too much to when people จะพูดยังไงดี like a spiritual thing everything is energy and this energy อันนี้ก็ energy อันนี้ก็ energy อันนี้ energy
Yes. But so good thank you for raising that, because I wanted to say that too. It's true that everything is energy, but rawang, be careful, because in this new age spirituality, energy becomes a lazy answer when we don't have an answer. Okay? This is energy, it becomes a very flat, shallow answer. Okay? So it's true that everything is energy. This is true. But many times, just to say, if we have a difficulty or we have a complicated situation, to say just this is energy, just energy, is a lazy answer, because the things are much, much deeper. It becomes a very easy term to use. Same with the topic next time, karma. It's my karma. I don't know how to explain it's my karma. It becomes also lazy answer without understanding the deep meaning of that. So be careful in the sense of no easy answers and no lazy answers. What is exactly, again, establishing the will to the truth, investigating deeply. Does it answer your question, Konsonoko?
yes and as you used to say that we are also energy
Yes.
for me, in my opinion, what I experience, what I see that when people think too much about energy, so they themselves don't have energy anymore because they give the authority or power or some this, those, that energy.
Yes, this we
Instead,
will
it come
touch.
back that we have energy also.
We have energy all the time. Energy cannot be lost, never. But we can feel low energy and high energy. We can feel exhausted and we can feel alleviated. These are the frequencies. Sometimes we talk to a person and after talking, we feel so tired, so exhausted, because some people suck energy like that. And some other people, we talk to them and we feel uplifted. So they gave us energy. Okay? But it's not that energy can end. Energy can only change frequency. Okay? And yes, if you give yourself too much to someone and allow yourself to be controlled with someone, this is not a happy energy. Okay? And we cannot say, don't do something too much. What is too much? What is too much for you is not too much for me. This is the idea of the middle way, which we can talk about it another time because it's another topic. How Zen understand the middle way. Yes. So energy exists all the time. It just changes frequency. But again, sometimes you meet a person you never met before. Jing! It's like you are friends for many, many years because there is a match of frequency. Okay, and sometimes you see someone and cannot. This is again not matching the frequency. Yes.
ค่ะขอถามเป็นภาษาไทยนะคะ ที่เมื่อกี้อาจารย์พูดถึงคำว่าเหมือนใครๆก็พูดคำว่า energy แล้วก็เหมือนกับไม่ได้รู้ลึกเกี่ยวกับมันดีพอแล้วเหมือนให้ทุกคำตอบเป็น energy สิ่งเนี้ยอาจารย์กำลังจะสื่อว่าแต่ละคนอ่ะควรจะมีความรับผิดชอบก่อนที่จะอะไรหรือว่าให้ energy เป็นข้อสรุปในแต่ละเหตุการณ์ใช่ไหมคือกำลังจะสื่อถึงว่าเนี่ยคือหนึ่งในความวิรับผิดชอบในการจะใช้คำแล้วก็การจะนำคำตอบอะไรไปตอบคนอื่นนะคะ
Like you mentioned before about everyone else always say that this is energy, this is energy, this is the cause of everything because of energy. And she wants to know about this is the meaning from you to like to tell us about we have to be responsible what we are talking or communicate. And we have to know that ขอคำท้ายๆอีกนิดนึงได้ไหมคะที่บอกว่าเราต้องรับผิดชอบสิ่งที่เราพูดใช่ไหมคะ
เหมือนกับอาจารย์กำลังจะสื่อถึงความหมายในเทอมของ responsibility ใช่ไหมทั้งหมดทั้งมวลคือเหมือนเราไม่ว่าเราจะพูดเรื่อง energy หรือเรื่องใดๆก็ตามมันมี responsibility ในการรับผิดชอบคำพูดอยู่หมดแต่ว่าเผอิญว่าช่วงเนี้ยมันเป็นช่วงป๊อปปูล่าของสไปเหมือนกับโลกแห่งจิตวิญญาณมันกำลังเติบโตแล้วก็เลยเหมือนกับมีคนเหมือนกับเหมือนโฆษณาเอาคำนี้มาเหมือนเป็นคำโฆษณาในมุมของตัวเองที่รู้สึกอะค่ะก็เลยรู้สึกว่าเฮ้ยอาจารย์กำลังจะเขกหัวเราเหมือนเตือนเราอะ warning ว่าก่อนจะพูดหรืออะไรหรือรู้อะไรเนี่ยควรจะมีความรับผิดชอบอย่างดีพอใช่ไหม
Yes, and she want to know that this is your big warning that we have to be responsible of what we are talking, what we are conveying or communicating, because nowadays everyone like have like a trend, a very new trend and big trend that everything is energy, and we are in the society of energy, and everyone will like advertise or like make it big issue about energy. So she want to know that this is your warning about responsibility of what we are talking or what we are know and convey to others.
Yes, I'm not using the word warning and using the words you have to. I share with you my understanding and you see if it talks to your heart. Okay? Now, like everything else, energy also became junk food. Everybody used the word energy very easily without understanding really what it means. Okay, so now when something becomes a trend, it means it becomes shallow and junk food. But it doesn't mean it's not true. Inside the deepest, yes, everything is energy. And because we are all connected, it is a responsibility. Okay, everything that I do is my responsibility, and everything that I don't do is also my responsibility. It is all the time my responsibility. So let's take an example. Suppose I want to have a dog. So I take a dog and take care of the dog and give love to the dog and take care of the food, and me and the dog bond to each other and we are like two souls and it's amazing. This is kind of energy between me and the dog because the dog is an energy in different frequency. Okay, and I'm in a different frequency, but we find our mutual meeting. Okay, and this is my responsibility. I take responsibility for the dog, make sure that he feel happy, that he has food, that he is healthy, that he feels love from me, therefore I feel love from the dog. This is my responsibility. And if in another case I take a dog and take care a little bit about the dog, and after that I'm fed up with the dog, I'm boring with the dog, I don't want to take care, so I take the dog and drop it in the Buddhist temple, let the monk take care of the dog like so many people do. This is also my responsibility. Because if the dog is happy, it's because of me, and if the dog is suffering, it's because of me. But in our category of responsibility, we say that if I take care of the dog with love, I am responsible. And if I drop it in the street or in the temple and don't take care of the dog anymore, it's not responsible. But both are responsibility. I'm responsible for the suffering of the dog, and I'm responsible for the happiness of the dog. Whatever I do is responsibility, and whatever I don't do is responsibility. Okay? Because we are all connected, and it is all energy. So that's why I said be careful, not using the energy as a lazy answer quickly without understanding how deep it is. But it is true that everything is energy. That's right. Does it answer the question? Mm-hmm. Okay. Other questions? Yes, please.
Why do you say that if we drop the dog, it's responsibility also?
Because we created a box in which we put responsibility only in the positive way. But when we do things negative, it's also responsibility. My country responsible for the war. My country responsible for the corruption. It's because of we. We are responsible for that. Responsibility is not only positive, it's both. If there is peace, it's our responsibility. And if it's war, it's our responsibility. But we say we behave in unresponsible way when it's negative, and responsible way when it's positive. This is the meaning we assigned to these words. But actually, everything is responsibility. If I have a plant and take care and give water, I'm responsible for the good life of the plant. And if I don't give water and neglect the plant, I'm responsible for the death of the plant. Both is responsible. Is opposite from what we normally think, I know. Yes. Is it clear? Did I make it clear? If not, insist. Is it clear or need more clarification?
It is hard for me to understand that dropping the dog or create a war or do bad things are also responsibility.
So let's ask, if there is a war, who is responsible for the war? Because, you can replace the responsibility with the words because of me or not because of me. Okay? So everything is responsibility. Because it is because of us. War is not coming from the moon. We must decide to make war, and then there is war. So it is our responsibility. We are responsible for this war. Okay? But because we assigned negativity for irresponsible and positive for responsible, so it's difficult to switch. Yes. But the fact is that everything is responsibility. It is my responsibility to be irresponsible. Yes. Yes, it's different. So let me conclude with a quotation from an old Zen master. He said to his students, I will talk to you crazy things, and you please listen crazy listening. Okay. So because we need to listen from another point of view to new ideas. Anyway, I think I downloaded on you a heavy stuff, so need time to absorb and to relax. Don't take everything seriously, okay? I just share with you one point of view of many point of views. See carefully inside you if it talks to you. If not, throw it away. That's it. Okay? And so I want to thank all of you, and Kunko will have some words for conclusion. And thank you, Sonoko, again for creating this opportunity.
ขอบคุณคุณกิลค่ะ Thank you so much คุณกิล Always you bring the light to many of us to me แล้วก็ Thank you so much ค่ะขอบคุณพี่แปวมากๆด้วยค่ะวันนี้ค่ะพี่แปวช่วยแปลให้กับพวกเราทุกๆคนนะคะเดี๋ยวข้างหน้าค่ะก็จะเป็นวันอาทิตย์เพราะว่าบางคนที่ติดงานต้องนอนดึกหรืออะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะเราจะได้ฟังท็อปิกที่เดือดๆกันเลยค่ะเรื่องกรรม ในมุมมองของเซนเนี่ยเป็นยังไงบ้างค่ะก็จะเป็นวันอาทิตย์ยังเป็นลิงก์เดิมเหมือนเดิมเนี่ยแหละค่ะแล้วก็สำหรับท่านที่ต้องการที่จะบริจาคนะคะก็ก็บริจาคได้ค่ะที่โอโชไทยแลนด์ได้ส่งข้อมูลไปให้ค่ะก็บริจาคตามนั้นแล้วก็เราก็จะส่งต่อให้กับอาจารย์ค่ะก็สำหรับวันนี้ขอบคุณทุกคนมากๆค่ะ Your present ทำให้ทุกอย่างนี้เกิดขึ้นได้ค่ะขอบคุณพี่ๆเพื่อนๆทุกคนมากๆค่ะขอบคุณค่ะ
ขอบคุณนะครับนอนหลับฝันดีบายบาย
ขอบคุณค่ะคุณกิลขอบคุณค่ะพี่โกบ
ขอบคุณค่ะขอบคุณ
Good night ค่ะ
ขอบคุณค่ะ
ครับ
ขอบคุณ
ขอบคุณทุกคนครับผมครับ ขอบคุณครับ